please ensure that you have read and understood all instructions on the screen before undertaking this job. Start by parking the vehicle on flat, level ground with the handbrake applied. Turn the vehicle off and ensure both front and rear wheels are suitably chocked and the vehicle is safely secured before proceeding. Today we're going to be installing the Landcruiser 300 series underbody guards and towing point. We can start by removing the factory plastic underguards and factory front radiator support bracket. Now we can move to installing the transfer guard nut plate, item 5 of the exploded view, into the chassis rail, using the slotted hole on the outside face of the rail. We can now move to item 6 of the exploded view, which is further nut plates for the transfer case guard. And these will be installed into the rearmost cross member of the vehicle, using the large slotted holes to insert the plate, then slide into position from the bottom. We can now begin the installation of the recovery point, item 7 in the exploded view. We're moving to the front suspension crossmember and looking for the two most central captive nuts in this crossmember. Then we'll install the two rear bolts of the recovery point to these holes. Moving forward to the factory radiator support guard, where the front two bolts of the recovery point will be installed. Once the recovery point is installed and bolts tightened, we can begin installing item 1 of the exploded view. Keep in mind, if your vehicle is not fitted with a steering guard, like shown here with the Rhino bar, you will require the installation of item 12 of the exploded view, just to take up some slack between the bash guard and the chassis rail. Making sure we leave all of the bolts finger tight in the front of this guard to help with positioning of the next guard. Now we can begin the install of item 2. Moving to the rear bolt holes of item 1, we can begin by aligning these holes with the frontmost holes of item 2. Once these holes are aligned, we can install the spacer between these two, which is item 11 of the exploded view. Once this spacer and all holes are aligned, we can now begin by installing the bolt head protector and washers into these holes and threading them into the captive nuts in the chassis crossmember. Moving to the rear of item 2, we again will install the two most central bolts, leaving these nice and loose with plenty of thread showing, as item 3 will begin by slotting into these two bolts. We'll now begin the installation of item 3 of the exploded view. Firstly, we'll move to the front two slotted holes of item 3, and we'll slot these holes, aligning them to the bolts we have left loose on the rear of item 2. Once these are in, again, they can be finger tightened up. Once this is in place, we can begin installing item 4. We can now align the slotted holes in the front of item 4 to the bolts we have left loose at the rear of item 3, helping to align this and hold it in place. Once this is done, we can finger tighten these bolts up and align the rear of the bash plate to item 5, and again, finger tighten these bolts up as well. Once item 4 has been loosely installed, you can now begin working through each bolt that has been installed with the underbody protection kit, tightening these to spec shown on screen and ensuring Loctite 262 has been used on all threads. Once this is complete, your vehicle has been fully fitted with our superior engineering stainless steel bash guards and you're ready to hit the road.